Hope you guys are having a good day. I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins from Your Black World and the Black Business School. And I just came in from a nice long run. Alicia and I went out for another day of marathon training. As you guys know, I've never run a marathon before. You may or may not know this, but I have been on this weight loss journey for a while, and it feels great. It feels great to be in shape and get the blood pressure down and kind of healthy and all that. But I'm gonna tell you, it is a sacrifice. It is a hell of a thing. But anyway, I'll keep you guys posted on it because in case you have any questions or any issues or concerns about what you want to do, because this is all about you. It's not about me. I can be as open as a book. Alicia and I did a short little conversation not too long ago where we were just talking about, ins and outs of relationships. She's a therapist. And so I know that some of you would ask, questions, specific questions, not just about us, but about life and love in general. And so I love talking about these sorts of things. We just like teaching. We're both professors. So teaching is kind of a fun thing. And we have real PhDs, not these fake PhDs, because you got a lot of people out here pretending to have PhDs who actually don't have anything. They call themselves doctor, whatever. But we know what a real doctorate looks like because both of us spent, 5 years in our PhD programs to get our doctorates and got hazed the entire time. I mean, full time studying 6, 7, 8 hours a day, 7 days a week, and also on Christmas. So it was pretty crazy. But anyway, let me ask you guys, if you're watching, please hit the thumbs up button, share, and subscribe button if you haven't done this yet. Also, what I want to do is I promised you guys that I would go and that I would answer your questions. You guys called in, some of you did, and called and left a message on the line for the show. Anybody else who wants to leave a message, actually, I'll give you guys the phone number in 1 second. But you can call, leave a message, and I will go through the voicemails. And assuming your question is quick, to the point, and makes sense, because sometimes people call and say stuff I don't understand what they're asking me, so I can't answer those questions. But all the questions that make sense, I will answer those questions. And if you can ask them quickly and to the point. The phone number, if you want to write it down, the phone number is area code 773-302 0414. 773-302-0414. That's the number. Also, if you want to call the Black Business School, some of you have questions about the Black Business School. The number over there is 773-302-0212. Right, so that's the Black Business School, and you can call me on the 0414 number. So anyway, let me give you guys, let me go and I'm going to play some of these voicemail messages, and I will respond to them candidly. You can ask me any questions. Also, if you're in the chat, you can ask me questions in the chat. Hey, Sean, what's going on? Shout out the city that you're from. Yeah, I saw the stuff with Antonio Brown. Was he acting crazy on purpose so he could get released? Who knows? I mean, that could have been it. I know that he just got signed by the Patriots, so I tell you that brother's got 9 lives, because I really thought he was done, but he made it work. Okay, TJ says Seattle out of Philly. Miss Johnson says Memphis. Okay, very nice. All right, so let me just start. I'll just play the question, and hopefully you guys can hear it. This is an experiment. This is I wanted to have more interactive feedback where I could hear your questions directly and answer your questions directly. So this is here we go. Here goes nothing. All right, so let me see if I can open this file up and play this so you guys can hear it. Give me 1 second, guys. Okay.
Hey, Dr. Boyce, this is Bob Hall again here in San Antonio, Texas, man. I just wanted to call back and let you know, man, you hit that Antonio Brown situation right on the head, man. I'm sitting here Saturday morning reading the little news on my phone, and now this guy wants his release from the Oakland Raiders because the Raiders fined him for conduct on in becoming to a football team or whatever that is. So he says, well, if you're going to do that, then release me. I'm sitting here going, man, the only thing I can think of, and I'm cracking up, and I know it's not a funny situation because the guy does have some mental problems, but what cracked me up was all I could hear is you saying, where in the hell is his father?
Okay, so I'm gonna go, just so you guys know, if you can leave your messages under a minute, that'll allow me to get to everybody's message. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut that off at the minute mark, because I think what he's getting at is it's pretty interesting. Can you guys hear it? Let me know if you guys on YouTube are able to hear the voicemail that I just played. Give me a yes if you can hear, and no if you could not hear, because I want to make sure you guys can hear it when I'm playing it on my computer. So could you hear it, Miss Johnson? Did you hear hear his comment? Okay, I see Miss Johnson. Sean says yes. Okay, all right. And Juanita, okay. XRP Darren is from H-Town. Okay, yeah. Actually, the All Black National Convention is going to be in Houston, September 27th. So if you want to come out, just go to drboyceseminars.com. Seminars with an S. drboyceseminars.com. I'll be in Louisville on the 14th next week. Then Houston for the All Black National Convention on the 27th, along with Willie D, Norma Langham, Shally Moses, Vicky Dillard, Dr. George C. Frazier, D1, the rapper, and a whole bunch of other great people. So feel free to check that out. And then after that, we'll be in New York doing a day-long investment seminar. So if you'd like to go to that seminar, you can just go to drboyceseminars.com. All the information is there. All right. So Antonio Brown, basically that's what the brother's question was about, was Antonio Brown and his father. And I did a conversation about that not too long ago. I'm gonna tell you like this. I believe that Antonio Brown shows a lot of the symptoms that I've seen from young kids. I hate these flies, man. I swear. I'm gonna keep this little zapper next to me, because this son of a bitch get too close, he gonna have to die in front of y'all. Y'all gonna have to watch me commit mass murder up in this mug, because I hate flies. I hate the flies. And I got a zapper, and I'm gonna zap his ass. Watch. There we go. Got you. You son of a bitch. This thing is so cool. Literally, these zappers are so dope. I thought I would catch them. Sometimes you catch them inside the net, and they start sizzling like you can smell the fly cooking. Did y'all hear that snap? Did y'all hear that pop? It was so cool. And it's great because they just die on contact. So you got to try this. It's called a Zap It. So I bought this damn thing because these freaking flies, man. Oh, hate those motherfuckers. Oh, excuse my French. I'm sorry. I get them. Flies piss me off. Forgive me for that. And it's Saturday night. So I hope you guys will give me permission to cuss on a Saturday night. I try not to cuss on like a Tuesday morning, but Lord of the Flies. That's so funny. So Antonio Brown, yeah, I mean, you know, this guy shows all the symptoms of a guy who doesn't have a father and doesn't have a strong male mentor. Like, you know, if he'd had a dad, there's no way he'd be acting like this. No self-respecting father is going to let his son go out here and act a damn fool and throw away $30 million in front of everybody. I think Antonio Brown, you know, might have oppositional defiance disorder or something like that. But then again, it'll be interesting to see what happens with him when he goes to the Patriots. You know, he got signed for about $15 million for the Patriots, or that's how much he'll get when he's done, or when the season's over, if he makes it through the season, which is a big if. But I'll tell you what, if he can make it through the season, and Josh Gordon, they got another great wide receiver there by the name of Josh Gordon. If those two guys make it through the season, the Patriots might be winning another Super Bowl. So it's going to be interesting to watch. All right. So anyway, here's the next voicemail.
How you doing, Dr. Boyce Watkins? It's an honor to be able to leave a message for you. I wanted to thank you for the motivation that you've instilled in me to go out and start my own business. Start my own business. I was been in this corporate world for about 20 years, and I thought that I was the only one who felt that I was being trapped or forced to compromise my integrity in order to advance within a company. Being one not to compromise my integrity, I went out and started my own company, been in business for a year now. Our company is Regional IT Services. Our website is www.regionalitservices.com. Professional technology assistance, computer repair, and IT services. But I would not have started this company had I not discovered you and was able to take the lessons that you taught and used them to motivate me.
Wow. That's an excellent message. I'm very, very proud of you, brother. If you're listening, I think that's extraordinary, and it makes me very, very happy that I played some part in helping make your life better. I will tell you this. I've said it before, but I want to make it clear. You know, in terms of trying to, you know, brand build and get out there and get the message out there, there's no question about whether or not, you know, like I think somebody said, you know, it seems like you do this stuff because you clout chasing. And I was like, I don't know exactly what clout chasing is, but it sounds like a lot like brand building. It sounds like you're trying to get people to know who you are and know what your message is. And I said, I guess I am chasing the clout, but not because I just want to be famous. I chase the clout because I want to have an impact on your life. I want you to love yourself. I want you to grow. I want you to build. I want you to change your thinking and your choices. Maybe if getting you to respect me, or me having clout and using that clout to persuade you to make the decisions in your life that you know you needed to make all along, then by God, by all means, I'm happy to carry the clout, because we got a whole lot of celebrities, black celebrities in the black community, got a whole lot of clout that ain't doing nothing to build the black community, ain't doing nothing to help no black person, ain't teaching nobody nothing. You sitting there, you got 10 million Instagram followers, and all you can do is share jokes. That's all you can do is put ignorant shit up there. Like, what kind of person are you? What kind of asset are you to the community? You're not an asset, you're a liability. So basically, calls like that are the calls I love the most. That's what I look forward to. If you see me on the street, I don't really want you to just tell me like, oh, I know about you, you're famous. That's not a big deal. Fame means nothing if you don't use that power for something beneficial. So I like when I meet people and they tell me about, thank you, man. I'll come upstairs and get you. You can leave upstairs. I'm on my way up in a minute. Yeah. Fame is something where if you're not improving people's lives with that fame, then why do you exist? Why don't you just jump off a bridge and kill yourself? Because you don't matter. If you're famous and you're not helping anybody, then fuck you. Who cares? I don't care that you're not helping your community. Nobody's benefiting. Nobody's living a better life because you were here. And I just really feel strongly about that. So when you come up and you say, I'm teaching my children differently because of you, or I started my business because of you, I bought my first house because of you, I now own shares of stock because of you, that in my mind, just so you know, I'll play it off. Like, I'll give you a hug and I'll just be talking, but in the back of my mind, I'll be thinking, yes, cha-ching, bitches, we did it. Yes, we got this person to shift their behavior, and it's going to impact their family for the next several generations. Like, that's literally what goes through my mind. So remember, I'm a scientist. Everything's like a scientific experiment in the sense of saying, what does it take to move a nation? What does it take to build a nation? What does it take to make black people the strongest, greatest human beings on this planet? And that's really what I'm aiming for. That's what I really want to do. That's the cloud I'm chasing right now, and I'm not going to stop till I'm dead. So anyway, speaking of that, what he said about the corporate world, I run into all kinds of people that hate their jobs. Black people, we thought we got free, but we got free and we walked into a different kind of slavery. So you got most black people, even successful black people, are upset about working for white people. They don't like that. You're still figuring out this whole process of what it means to be free in a capitalist society. I was just listening to the New York Times in their podcast called 1619. They did a little series about slavery and the economics of slavery and everything else. And when you really hear things like that, it really helps to highlight the depth to which black people were the fuel for America's economic prosperity. I mean, without y'all, America would not be a rich country. America would be an average or even a poor country. Black people were mortgaged. Like, we were put, a slave owner could go to the bank and get a loan. He could get a loan and mortgage his slaves. His slaves had more value than his land. His slaves had more value than all the other assets that he owned, his house, all of that. So they would mortgage you and put you the same way they have mortgage-backed securities that they create based on home mortgages and all that. They had slave-backed securities. So even countries that didn't trade slaves literally or didn't, that had outlawed slavery, had bankers making millions of dollars from the slave trade, right? From these financial assets created off of broken black families, And so if you want to understand why just the sheer fuckery exists all throughout this world in terms of how crazy things are and how backward things are, you just got to go look at the history, man. Like, they don't want you to know this history, because if you find this out, you find out the truth about how hard they have worked to contain and control you, you will be so angry, it'll be ridiculous. So go find out your true history. Even what you're doing in corporate America, there's a reason why you're not happy in those situations. So anyway, let's move on. Please hit the thumbs up button. If you haven't hit the thumbs up button, please do that. All right, so let's go to the next message. Let's see what we got here. Let me play this one here. All right.
Hey, Dr. Boyce. First, I'm going to say I love the channel, and I love what you do for Black America. Hey, it's been a while since I heard you touch on the Jeffrey Epstein topic. I haven't heard you talk about it since he mysteriously died in prison. hey, do you believe that he was killed because you think he
Yes.
was killed so that he went out, the rich and powerful man that used to hang with him when he was pimping out little girls? Let me know what you think about that, Doc.
Here's the deal with Epstein, in my opinion. Epstein is one of the biggest mysteries that there is out there. Epstein was probably an agent. I believe he was connected to Mossad, the Israeli intelligence agency, which has done some pretty horrible things, false flag operations around the world, all kinds of crazy espionage. I believe Jeffrey Epstein was an agent for Mossad, whose job it was to, be this billionaire playboy who hobnobbed and gained the trust of the rich and famous, and basically put them in compromising situations so that they could blackmail these individuals on behalf of, of Israel. And the reason I would believe that also is because, not only did he get involved in all this crazy shenanigans with young women, but he documented a lot of things. He kept lots of records and phone numbers and videotape things and stuff like that. And I believe he did all of that because they wanted that to be used as collateral. And that's kind of how COINTELPRO works. So what I say, to everybody out here in general is that as you live your life and you make your choices, just know that every time you allow somebody to convince you to put yourself in a compromising situation, you are giving that person leverage over you, which is why, like I would say, for like a lot of people, like I know, athletes and celebrities who just go and, go sleep with some girl or have a threesome or whatever. And then those things happen. But it's like, you must understand that every time you do something like that, you're giving away power. Every time you go and you lay down with a girl because she got a big butt and a smile, you're giving away power because she can then flip that around, falsely accuse you of rape. She can come back later on and tell a story that makes you look like an abuser or whatever. So you got to make sure you check her out and get to know her real carefully before you trust her with that power. And so in general, it doesn't mean you shouldn't live your life, but it's just messy out here. It's real messy out here. And so there is a saying that men who don't have any sexual discipline shouldn't be in positions of leadership. And I do agree with that. But I think that at the same time, you got to remember, people are human. Sex is natural. Men like sex a lot. Women like sex a lot. The studies show that men actually think about sex a little bit more than women do. Actually, men think about sex once every 7 seconds. So usually that's what they use to get men, to catch them, because we live in a society where it's like this walking contradiction. We want to believe everybody's a monk and a Mormon and a Puritan and that nobody has sex, but really there's all this debaucherous shit that happens, behind the scenes, and nobody wants anybody to find out. And if anybody exposes you, then that's how they destroy you. Like, so that's what they did with Tavis Smiley, where the guy basically was took Tavis Smiley down because he was having, consensual heterosexual sex. Well, that's not a crime to me. If Tavis Smiley had raped somebody, that's a problem. If Tavis Smiley was sleeping with children, that would be a problem. If Tavis Smiley was drugging women and whatever, then that would be a problem. But if women are consenting and he's consenting back, then that just means he was pretty much in the animal kingdom. They would describe that as an alpha male. And if you look throughout the animal kingdom with the alpha males, in a lot of species, 5% of the males produce 95% of the offspring. So most of the females are attracted to the alpha males. That's why big, strong, famous, powerful men are always going to be very attractive. And it ain't like these men are going around taking vaginas. Like, they're being offered these things on a daily basis. So when people walk around and act like, oh, you're such a bad person because you were having sex, I think that's like the dumbest shit in the world. Like, seriously, like it's just stupid. It's literally the dumbest thing ever, and it's biased against men. So I think that's what Epstein was about. Epstein was about blackmailing people. But the problem, though, is that he had those little girls, and you can't do that. That's illegal. What's your opinion on Mugabe, who passed away 2 days ago? It makes me think about this saying that they have, where they say there's a difference between someone being a good king versus being a good man. To be a good man, it means you get to make clear. You have clear black and white lines that help you define right and wrong, and that's all there is. Being a good king means that in many cases, most of your decisions are not black and white. Most decisions are shades of gray. Most decisions require you to see the greater good. So it's like the difference between being an employee and a business owner. If you're an employee, you have clear rules. You know, they tell you what to do, you do it. You don't do it, you don't get paid, right? And it's usually pretty straightforward for the most part. You know, running a business means that, you know, you're never going to have times where all you're doing is making money and you're never losing money, right? You're going to be losing lots of money while you're making money. And what you want to do is you want to make more than what you lose. And sometimes you lose more than what you make. But so ultimately, succeeding in business is not a clear-cut thing. It's like a basketball game where you miss a lot of shots, but if you score more points than the other team, then you win, even if you have a sloppy game. So my point in that is to say that I think leadership at the top is a very sloppy game. You have a lot of losses, you do a lot of bad things, and then you do a lot of good things, and you hope the good outweighs the bad. So I think that Mugabe was a guy who, based on the type of leadership style he chose to pursue, felt compelled to do certain things to protect his power. And some of these things you have to do are not easily explained to people who see the world in black and white, good and bad. Obama had to go and get some people killed in order for him to maintain his power, in order for him to, allegedly defend the United States, right? And there are a lot of things that he did that he deserves to be criticized for. Right. So ultimately, it kind of just says that if you are in a position of leadership, you have to, be prepared to make those hard choices and be prepared to go to bed and find a way to have your peace, knowing that you might go to bed feeling like you're a bad person. If you can't keep your eye focused on the prize and the greater good, then there may be times where you're like, damn, like I really feel like shit right now, and that's why very few people should be trying to take a position that Mugabe had with Zimbabwe. So anyway, let me keep going. By the way, if you want to leave a message ever, on the channel and when I go through the voicemails, all you gotta do is call 773-302-0414. 773-302-0414. That's the number to call in to the show. All right, so I'm gonna go through the voicemails. I got my woman upstairs waiting for me, so I can't be down here all night just shooting the shit. Let's see. Here we go.
Dr. Boyce, you the best. I'm calling for the promo code for the function in New York City on October 27th. What's the promo code for the function in New York City, October 27th? Thank you.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for the compliment, first of all. Second of all, the function in New York City is I'm doing a financial Juneteenth investing seminar, like a pop-up Black business school. These are excellent events. These are great for people that want to network with other wealth builders. If you are thinking about flying into New York for this, it's well worth the trip. I guarantee that you're going to be very happy that you did it. Those of you who are watching, if you want to get a discount code, you can actually get half off. We have limited seating for half off. You can use the code New York. Just go to drboycenewyork.com and use the code word New York when you check out. One word, not two. New York is one word, and you put that in, and it'll take 50% off the cost of any ticket. So go to drboycenewyork.com to check that out. Also, All Black National Convention, September 27th. That's allblacknationalconvention.com. Allblacknationalconvention.com. Okay, next comment or next. Let's see. Next one. Let's see here.
Hey, what's up, Dr. Boyce? This is Orlando, calling from Australia, Melbourne, Australia, from Philly. I have two questions. I'll keep them short. One is, can you please share how the Electoral College vote works? Because Hillary Clinton got more votes, but Donald Trump got more electoral votes, so therefore he was elected. That's my one question. There's a conversation about that. I know why it happens, but that's not true democracy. One person, one vote. And they could put the question of gun rights or gun laws on that one question that you're allowed to ask. I think they still do that in America. I've been here for 12 years, but I get back quite a bit. Hey, I think that's that question because I vote from here. The question is, why aren't there more parties? Where are the independent people? Why aren't they on the debate stage? Why don't they have a say? Or like a Black Panther party or a Black People's Party? How do you get on the ballot, or how can you have a person you elect to want to vote for? All right, bro. checking you out, bro. I like what you're doing. I'm about to start my own channel soon. It's gonna be OGTV. My name's Orlando Green.
Okay, Orlando Green, OGTV. I like that. All right. So good to hear from the OG. Much respect to you, brother. Thank you very much for those kind words. Okay, first question: how does the Electoral College work? I have some idea. I'm honestly not deep into politics because I don't really feel like the Democrats or the Republicans are going to save you. I think the Democrats and Republicans, even on reparations, I don't know what to think about that because you remember you're talking about a government that does not handle money very well. So what makes you think they're going to come up with, the 10 to 12 trillion dollars that they have to pay you back for all that they stole from you? I'm not saying that you shouldn't ask for reparations. I'm just saying, I don't really know. I ain't never seen a time. You tell me yes or no, yes or no. Has there ever been a time where white people all got together and had the political will to dramatically improve the economic condition of black people? Has there ever been a time where they just all got together and said, let's just lift black people up economically so they can be as successful as we are? Seriously, yes or no? Has there ever been a time? Point to a time in American history where that has ever happened. I'm not saying it can't happen. I'm just saying that, I think that there are other processes that we may want to look into. Now, in terms of the Electoral College, let me just read some of this. Here's something online on the government website. It says, the Electoral College is a process, not a place. The founding fathers established it in the Constitution as a compromise between election of the president by a vote in Congress and election of the president by a popular vote of qualified citizens, right? The Electoral College process consists of the selection of electors, the meeting of the electors, where they vote for president and vice president, and the counting of the electoral votes by Congress. The Electoral College consists of 538 electors. A majority of 270 electoral votes is required to elect the president. Your state's entitled allotment of electors equals the number of members in its congressional delegation, one for each member in the House of Representatives, plus 2 for your senators. Under the 23rd Amendment of the Constitution, the District of Columbia is allocated 3 electors and treated like a state for the purposes of the Electoral College. For this reason, in the following discussion, the word state also refers to D.C. Each candidate running for president in your state has his or her own group of electors. The electors are generally chosen by the candidate's political party, but state laws vary on how electors are selected. The presidential election is held every 4 years. On the Tuesday after the first Monday in November, you help choose your state's electors when you vote for president, because when you vote for your candidate, you are actually voting for your candidate's electors. Most states have a winner-take-all system that awards all electors to the winning presidential candidate. However, Maine and Nebraska each have a variation of proportional representation. After the presidential election, your governor prepares a certificate of ascertainment listing all the candidates who ran for president in your state with the names of their respected electors. The certificate of ascertainment also declares the winning presidential candidate in your state and shows which electors will represent your state at the meeting of electors in December. Man, I'm bored already. All right, so I don't know. I'm sorry. Basically, it's designed to make sure that that the American citizens don't do something that the elites don't want them to do, right? Or that big urban areas don't dominate the elections. Blah blah blah. At the end of the day, I mean, the final conclusion is that black people end up being left behind. So I'm not, I just truly, if you ask me who I'm voting for in the next election, the answer is nobody. I'm voting for black people. That's who I'm voting for. Now, to his point, in terms of, candidates or black people forming a political party and independent parties and all that, I think black people can vote as a block. Dr. Claude Anderson on Powernomics Thursdays, when he comes into the channel, he talks about black people voting as a block. And I think that that's possible. I don't really know if a political party where we put forth a candidate is necessarily the best approach. But then again, you'd have to talk to political scientists about that. I do think that voting as a block is important. And I think that being open to any political party that serves the interests of black people should be beneficial. I don't believe in giving unconditional loyalty to the Democratic Party. That's just the game that's been played to manipulate you and to lie to you and to get you to be as dumb as people think that we are. All right, so let's keep going.
Wow, can't believe I got such a connection.
to you, Dr. Boyce Watkins. My name is Glenn J. Scott, born and raised south side of Chicago. Thanks for this particular avenue. I'm a total YouTuber. I just appreciate your information. I just appreciate the information that you give. And if this number shows up, this is my work number, not my personal number. But I just want to see if it will go through first, my work number. But thank you, brother. I appreciate it. I appreciate all the space you give. Thank you. Continue to watch.
All right. So thank you very much for those kind words. I truly appreciate that. That's very nice of you to say. I appreciate that very much. All right. And yeah, somebody sent me this video. It's kind of funny. I'm looking at it. I'm not going to really watch the video because I don't watch. I get people make videos about me all the time. But apparently there's a guy who somehow was asking if I am a simp for proposing to my girlfriend online. If you are a black man who thinks a man's a simp because he loves a black woman, I need to know what bitch ass planet you come from. What do you like? Love white women? Do you fuck dudes? Like what kind of person? Like seriously, like I think that we have to really ask ourselves where this culture came from. And I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I think we got to ask ourselves where this culture came from because, I think that what basically seems to have occurred is that back in the 90s, you had hip hop basically convincing black men that black women ain't nothing but bitches and hoes, and some of y'all dumbasses internalized that slave shit. Some of y'all, really felt like you wanted to just be a bunch of R. Kellys and just, disrespect the women who are literally your mothers. You're disrespecting your mother, you dumbass coon. Like seriously, you're disrespecting your mother. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like seriously, like I'm sorry, I don't mean to go. I'm not gonna go into that preacher mode because I that's what happens. You put yourself out there. And I knew the proposal was like a little awkward. It's very awkward for me to show this, but I did it because I feel like I'm sick of these punk ass niggas who disrespect black women, who run around. You're elevating and propping up Becky. You're propping up the white man and his Popeye's chicken. You're propping up whatever white people are feeding you, but you can't even prop up the women who gave life to you. You put the black woman at the bottom of the list. And it burns me up. It's just like, what is wrong with you, man? Like, seriously, dude? Like, because I'm serious. Think about this. If you got a black man who's like, you're a simp because you told a black woman you love her, I'm just like, well, what are you? Are you like hanging out with Malik Yoba and fucking transvestites? Like what are you? What is your life like? Like what's what else are you loving if you can't love a black woman? What do you love? And what kind of person are you? What kind of are you an asset to your community or a liability? Are you one of these niggas running around passing out STDs and, picking up child support payments and, all these women? Like seriously, seriously, is that what it is? Like what is your angle? What is your hustle? Where do you live psychologically? And one of the things that the black men, I'm talking to the real men in the room, is we need to grow the fuck up. Seriously, black men have to grow up. You got a lot of damn 45-year-old teenagers on the internet right now that are running around calling black women bitches, hoes, and bed wenches every time they disagree with them. And it's ridiculous. We got black women out here that really fight for us, that have our backs, that love the shit out of us despite our flaws. Your broke ass living in your mama's basement, and you still probably got some black woman that believes that you are king, even though you ain't never shown no king-like qualities in your life, not once. So I would just say, at the end of the day, it's like, to me, it's like a reflection of like where you are as a people. There's no other culture. I want you to point to any other culture. Think about this. Is there any other culture, Jewish, Asian, Arab, Latino, that thinks that their men are simps when they show love to women in their community. Seriously. Yeah, you said there's a lot of down low. That's true too. I mean, maybe these men are down low or something. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe again, seriously, like think about this. Yes or no? Yes or no? Can you name any other culture where you would have, you know, a substantial percentage of the men that feel that a man is a simp because he said he goes up to a woman in the community and says, you know, goes to a woman in his own community and says, I love you, I want to marry you, and I want to share that love in front of everybody? Yes or no? Can you name another culture? There is no other culture that does that. You do that because you are former slaves and you are controlled by people that train you to hate yourselves. You are influenced by, you know, they hijacked one of the greatest art forms in human history called hip hop, and they basically convinced you to shoot yourself in the leg by showing extreme disrespect to the women who gave you life. So ultimately, you're killing yourself. You're killing yourself. You know, seriously. So I would just say, at the end of the day, if you don't love a black woman, what do you love? You know, are you fucking Malik Yoba in the ass? Like what do you love? What do you know? Say like what else? You love Becky? You love your car? You like what do you love? Like that's the part that I don't understand. Like at some point you're supposed to love something, and as a man, if you're a heterosexual man, you eventually are supposed to love a woman, and if you're a black man, in my opinion, you should at some point love a woman in your community, you know. And I just think it's just kind of crazy to me that you got these, you know, again, these 45-year-old teenagers, you know, half these dudes 45, 50 years old, they never had nothing, they never built nothing, they never done nothing, you know, and they just don't know who they are. So that's my 2 cents. I think black women deserve to be put on pedestals, especially, and again, this is the thing, right? Like we know we got some women that are not queen worthy. Let's just say that, you know, they unfortunately, they don't know who they are either, just like some of the men don't, you know. So, but to me, I see just some high quality black women every day. I'm on here. I see that there's some black women that come through for me like nobody's business. I'm talking about black women. There's a couple women that are literally on every live stream. They moderate. They have my back. They support everything we do. Why would I not? What kind of villainous piece of shit would I be if I decided to shit all over these women? Like seriously, what kind of ridiculous person would I have to be, right? So there you go. I mean, you got agents out here. Let's just be clear. You know, when I talked to Tony Browder, and Tony Browder was talking about how, you know, throughout history there have always been agents placed in the middle of strong black movements, authentically black movements, to create chaos and disruption, right? So a lot of times when I see people say certain things, I end up thinking to myself, I wonder if that's part of the agent sort of thing. Like why does this person here? What are they accomplishing? What are they building? What are they actually doing? Like, what's the end goal here? Like, okay, so you said Boyce Watkins ain't shit. Okay, fine, that's fine. I don't care what you think about me. That's on you. But what is the point? What are you doing other than trying to destroy something? Like, is there a goal? Are you accomplishing? Do you have a better alternative? Like, what are you doing? And that to me says either you're an agent or you pretty much are doing the work of those who want to, you know, stall progress. So that's what it is. You know, so I don't know what these guys are doing. All right, so let's see here. Next comment.
My statement is this: once he said he was getting married, all the haters started to say, I'm going to spill the beans because you're leaving this lifestyle that he lived before. So I just think it's a hate thing. And now he's trying to get a commitment and not be for everybody and everything. So that's my statement. And I'm from Milwaukee. Thank you.
Okay. I don't think, I almost think she might be talking about me. If that's the case, I ain't never lived no alternative lifestyle. I've always been a nerdy black man. Like my life has been pretty basic. I think she's talking about Malik Yoba. I think that's what she's talking about. So I think with Malik Yoba, yeah, I think that Malik Yoba's confession about the transvestite women, I thought that was calculated and strategic. And I feel like he was probably being blackmailed for that. And that led to a lot of response from people that was less than favorable. So it was quite interesting. Let me see here. All right. Okay, it's another Malik Yoba comment.
This is Lou from Minneapolis. I'm calling about the whole Malik Yoba situation. I really don't think nobody pressured him to say anything. If anybody did pressure him, it was probably, one of those transsexuals that, came to him somewhere stating something, if you don't tell, I'm going to tell, and that's why he's coming out now. One thing, I don't see how you could, betray your family like that, and if I'm not mistaken, he's with one right now, but he's married. I'm not too sure about that, but anyway, long story short, I think somebody, definitely the powers that be they're not coming at him. I think it's one of the transsexuals that came to him on a low one day and said, if you don't open up, I will. And
yeah, I think so too. I think he's being blackmailed. I think that's why he fessed up. Oprah did that when Oprah had an ex-boyfriend that was going to reveal that she was using drugs. She went on her show and confessed. That's kind of, I guess, the standard technique. A lot of people do that. And so that's what I kind of think might have been happening. But I don't really care. I don't really care who you're having sex with. I just making these announcements. It gets old after a while. It's like, I mean, are you going to go announce that, like I have anal sex, or, I don't know, like I had a threesome one time, or I cheated on my wife, or, you know what I mean? Like really, like, no, man, just keep it to yourself. I don't care what you do in the bedroom. That's on you. All right. So let's see here.
Hey, Dr. Boyce, I just wanted you to know that I think you're my hero. And I don't say that loosely. Black man out of Houston, Texas, and I watch you on YouTube religiously. And every time I have an opinion about something, I go check what you say about it, and then I reshape my opinion about it. And that's in financially, relationally, economically. I recently just bought my first share of stock through the Black Money 100 website, and I won't be able to make the All Black National Convention because my work schedule requires me to travel. But I want you to know you are my goddamn hero, and I don't give a shit what anybody thinks about that. Peace, man.
Wow, man, that's very touching. I love that message, and I appreciate that so much. And I'm humbled and honored that you would say that, publicly, and I appreciate that. And you're my hero. I respect you as well. And I mean that in the sense that, I think that black men, we can just do so much when we stick together. Like even these guys that, like this video the guy sent me, like I'm just sitting here like, man, I don't even know these guys, and they're like, he's a simp because he loves a black woman. I'm like, did I do something to you? Like what? But what it is it's competition. That's what it is. It's basic male competition, right? So you see some guy that's doing better than you, or he's got more people that follow him than you do. So it's like, okay, let me see what I can do to create warfare with this person. When really, the real men that I know, like Willie D, David Banner, guys like that, we don't create warfare with each other. We know that warfare is destructive. We know that if I went to war with Willie D and David Banner and some of the other guys, Jay Morrison, and guys that I know, everybody loses. Everybody loses. So when we see each other, there's always 100% love in the room, 100% respect. I talked to Tariq Nasheed. There's respect, right? And it's like, and the thing is, even if one of those guys said something that was not cool, right, that bothered me, I wouldn't take that public. I'm not going to go fight you in public. I'm just not doing that, and because, the thing about war is that there's no such thing as a winner in a war. There's only the person who wasn't the biggest loser, right? Everybody loses when there's war. Everybody loses. So what I encourage you to do is, this was my motto for 2019. I said, for 2019, I'm not fighting with no black people in 2019. And guess what? On New Year's Day, 2020, I'm gonna make the same promise for 2020. I gotta take it 1 year at a time because we all get this Willie Lynch in our head. There's another fly. I'm gonna kill that son of a bitch. Now I'm going to war with these damn flies. But I am not interested in fighting with other black people. I would rather fight white supremacy. I would rather fight to keep black dollars in our community. I would rather fight for black education. I would rather fight against ignorance. I would rather fight against self-destruction. I would rather fight against Popeye's chicken. I would rather fight against, all the money that people are sucking out of our community. I'd rather fight against the fact that all of our children are being miseducated. I'd rather fight against the media spreading messages about black people that are not true. I'd rather fight these things. I want to fight the big opponent. I don't want to fight other black people. Other black people are not my enemy. So little-minded Negroes who want to compete with me, you're too small. You're not a relevant adversary. So I'm not even going to engage you half the time. I might make a quick little comment about it, but for the most part, I'm going to war with the white man's bullshit. I'm not going to war with you. I'm not gonna, I'm not no pussy who's gonna just sit around and kill my own people because I'm too scared to go across town and take on the people, in Wall Street or at the government building or whatever it is, right? No, if I'm living in the hood, I'm not killing people in the hood. I'm going out to Beverly Hills and we're going to get down there. Not that I'm going to kill anybody. You get the point. My point is to say that, when you're really fighting these battles, you got to ask, who am I fighting and why, right? A lot of what you were trained to do in slavery is to fight each other because you're scared of white people, because most white supremacists, many of the white supremacists in America are black. Remember, white supremacy ain't just something that white people believe in. Y'all voluntarily sit in the back of the room. Y'all voluntarily step to the other side of the road when the white man's coming. Y'all voluntarily hand your money over when they build a Popeye's chicken in your neighborhood, right? Y'all voluntarily, surrendered to Disney and all these other companies that are literally milking $1.25 trillion out of your community, right? Remember, Dr. Claude Anderson explained it very clearly. He said, white people have a lot of money because they're living off two incomes. They're living off their own income and they're living off your income because you love them so much that you want to make sure that they are doing better than you always. And so to me, I thought about it and I would just, sometimes you see stuff, every now and then some stuff comes across my desk like, oh, Boyce, did you hear what so-and-so said about you? And I'm like, I'm not fighting no black people. I'm just not going to do it. They can just fight me all. They'd be shadow boxing. Like I'm not even engaging in none of that because I know where it comes from. It comes from the mental illness that comes from slavery, trauma, and dysfunction that comes from being black in America. Shoot, we got a lot of crazy ass people in our community, man. Just out of pocket, out of control, whatever, man. I ain't got time for that. So anyway. Let's be healthy. Let's love each other. Let's go kick some ass. Let's do great things for our family. I want to give you a challenge. I'm going to give you some homework this week. If you haven't done it yet, yes or no. How many of you have bought your first share of stock? How many of you have started investing in the stock market? Yes or no? Yes or no? If you have started investing, give me a yes. If you haven't invested yet, give me a no. I'd like to know. Always like to get a check. I like to do a little take the temperature. Okay. I'm seeing, okay, good. Iceman and Latal and Tazdet. Okay, I'm seeing yes. I'm almost done. Okay, I just need like 2 minutes. We're almost done. No, we're almost done. Because I need that. I need something on my legs. My legs are so sore.
Well, if you do, you better make it quick because I'm going to sleep.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. Here I come. All right, babe. I'll see you in a minute. All right, so I see a lot of yeses. I see a couple of no's. If you are in the no category, I want you to go buy your first share of stock. If you're not sure what to do or you don't understand the basics of investing, go to Black Money 100 and sign up, blackmoney100.com, and you can sign up and I will show you, there's a free training there on how to buy your first share of stock. So that's your homework assignment. Go buy your first share of stock. And then everybody else who's already an investor, I want you to buy $50 worth of stock this week. Just buy, I don't care what you buy. I just want you to own a little bit more. And then next week, I want you to come back and tell me what you bought and just tell me why. And maybe we can talk about it. Okay. So feel free to do that. Last but not least, please hit the thumbs up button, share, subscribe. Also, if you want to call in and leave a message, the number is 773-302-0414, 773-302-0414. Also, the number for the Black Business School is 773-302-0212. That's 0212. So same number, except the last 4 digits are different. If you want your family to learn wealth building, or you want to experience what we have, feel free to do a trial membership or a free membership. The free membership is not a trial. Like, you could be a free member forever if you want, or if you want to upgrade to a class, it doesn't cost all that much money, and we keep you out of debt, but we change your life. So feel free to check in. We have enrollment specialists that are right there, ready to talk to you whenever you call in or whenever you come by. They love talking to you. So the number is, once again, the number for the show is 773-302-0414. So you can call, leave a message, and I'll read your message and I'll answer your question. Make it short, though. Make it less than 60 seconds if you can. Secondly, if you want to call the Black Business School, the number there is 773-302-0212. And you can go to theblackbusinessschool.com, THE, that's theblackbusinessschool.com. And last but not least, I'll be in Louisville, Kentucky on the 14th, All Black National Convention on the 27th, and also New York, doing an investment seminar in New York on October 27th. And so if you want to find out about that, go to drboyceseminars.com. That's drboyceseminars.com. And we just decided this week that we're going to actually do an event at the same time as the Essence Music Fest next year. So if you're thinking about going to the Essence next year in New Orleans, then maybe that's another reason to show up. We have some fun, and you get a chance to hang out with me. We can do the damn thing. All right, guys, I got to get out of here. I got to go take a shower, and we ran 8 miles today. I got to run 8 more miles tomorrow morning. So now the marathon's getting kind of tough. Just so much running. Yeah, well, you're welcome, Tony. Thanks for hearing me, man. I appreciate it. All right, so you guys have a good night, and I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye. Peace.